Ever walked into a guitar store and wondered why there are so many different types? Classical, acoustic, electric, hollow body, resonator, 12-string. They all have strings and frets, but they can feel and sound completely different. The easiest way to sort them out is by how they produce and shape sound. Then we can look at guitars that change the number of strings, tuning, or range. First, classical guitar. A classical guitar uses nylon strings and a hollow wooden body. The body creates the volume, so you don't need an amp. Nylon strings usually feel softer under your fingers, which can make practice more comfortable. But classical necks are wider, so chords and stretches can feel bigger. They're common in classical, flamenco, Latin music, and fingerstyle. For beginners, the softer strings are friendly, but the neck takes some adjustment. Next, steel string acoustic. This is the acoustic most players picture first. It still uses a hollow wooden body, but the steel strings create more tension. That usually means more fretting pressure than nylon. The advantage is simple. You get useful volume without plugging anything in. Steel string acoustics are common in folk, country, rock, bluegrass, and songwriting. A poor setup can still make them feel much harder than they should. Next, acoustic-electric. This one sounds more complicated than it is. An acoustic-electric is basically an acoustic guitar with electronics added. Unplugged, it still works like an acoustic. Plug it into an amp or sound system, and the pickup sends the signal to speakers. That makes it practical for gigs, rehearsals, and recording. But it isn't a completely separate construction family. Next, solid body electric. Here, the design changes a lot. The body is mostly solid, and pickups send the string vibration to an amplifier. Electrics often use lighter strings, lower action, and slimmer bodies, so many players find them physically easier to fret, bend, and hold. They're used across rock, blues, metal, funk, and pop. The trade-off is that you need amplification for the full sound. Next, semi-hollow electric. A semi-hollow has open chambers inside, usually with a solid center section. Pickups still handle the main signal, but the body reacts more than a solid body. These guitars are common in blues, jazz, rock, soul, and indie. They can feel larger in your lap, and they tend to feed back sooner when volume and gain go up. Next, fully hollow, or archtop. A fully hollow electric has much more open space inside the body. Many use an archtop. The body responds more strongly to the strings and to sound coming back from the amplifier. That works well in jazz, blues, rockabilly, and older electric styles. But compared with a semi-hollow, a fully hollow guitar usually reaches feedback sooner at high volume. Next, resonator guitar. A resonator looks acoustic, but the sound system is different. Instead of relying only on a wooden soundboard, the strings drive a metal cone inside the body. That cone gives the guitar a strong, direct character. Resonators are common in blues, slide guitar, bluegrass, and roots music. They're distinctive, but that specialized sound can make them less flexible as a first guitar. Then there are guitars that mainly change strings, tuning, or range. A 12-string doubles the strings in pairs, creating a denser sound, but tuning and fretting take more work. A baritone uses a longer scale and lower tuning. 7- and 8-string guitars add lower notes, wider necks, and more strings to control. Bass guitar is the close low-register relative, usually with 4 thicker strings and a longer scale. And names like Dreadnought, Parlor, Jumbo, Travel, and Headless, those usually describe body shape, size, or hardware format, not a completely different sound-producing family. So which type should you choose? Start with the sound you want. Then check how the neck and strings feel in your hands. Decide whether you need natural acoustic volume or amplification. Finally, think about the musical role you want to fill. Once those 4 things are clear, the different guitar types become much easier to understand.